Welcome to Insurance Claim Radio, where leading hail loss consumer advocate Phil Coutu and his team of experts teach you how to avoid the pitfalls of hail damage claims and how to use his team of experts to get what you truly deserve under your insurance policy. Now, here's your host of Insurance Claim Radio, Phil Coutu.
Hi, this is Phil Coutu, and you're on Insurance Claim Radio. We're live. Today in the audience, we've got James D'Angelo. He's a public adjuster. He's 30 years project management. More, I think now, James, 30-something. We have, and he specializes in large loss commercial claims. We've got Ed Levy from the Atlas Law Firm, also Debt Busters. He specializes in insurance litigation. He's a gentleman that we've worked with in the past. He co-worked on one of my claims that went to the Supreme Court. That was Rooftop versus American Family. We're here with Stevie Sullivan, ex-Tamco rep, Shingle rep. Couldn't help it. I have to drop some names, but
you couldn't help it. I get it.
He's been in the business for a while. He's direct shingle rep to the manufacturers. He's technically retired right now for a little hiatus.
Semi-retired.
Yeah.
You always got to come back.
And then we're also live here with Pro Roof Solutions. His name is Mike Neely. Mike specializes in some residential and I hear primarily commercial now. Is that true, Mike?
True. Yep. I have kind of made the switch over a little bit. So thank you. And hello, everybody.
Right. So today we're gonna wing it a little bit. We got a snowstorm outside today, right now. I think we just time-stamped it a little, but that's okay because we are live. We're going to talk. We're going to start out with mediation. And the value of it. We're going to jump into it. Me and James just finished up a mediation. We're going to follow up on the do's and don'ts, when it's wise to get an attorney, when it's not. And James, we'll roll over to you to start with mediation.
Oh, Phil, well, this last claim that you and I just got settled is a real interesting one because the carrier came out right out of the box and didn't want to pay anything to the insured. And you and I got out there. We took a look at it. You put together a very complete estimate for the folks, and you submitted it, and the carrier still didn't move on it. After a year and a half, the carrier, and we brought in an attorney at that point, the carrier finally stepped forward, hired an engineer. The engineer wrote a report and even said there was damages, and the carrier still didn't pay.
Yeah, one of the big things about mediation, so people understand, mediation is a dispute mechanism. You also have another dispute mechanism called appraisal, and then basically your ultimate dispute mechanism is full-on litigation. Mediation is basically, it can be court-ordered or not court-ordered. You can choose to go and decide it, and maybe I'll let Ed, too. We've got an attorney in the house today, so instead of me shooting off my mouth, which I'm good at, I'm going to let Ed jump in mediation. The points I'd like you to cover, Ed, is that how everything's confidential when you're in mediation. It's basically where the parties get together, and I'm going to throw it over to the attorney on this one.
Great. Thank you, Phil. You're correct. Mediation is a dispute resolution system, and it's a way of doing it short of trial, or, as you mentioned, could be ordered by the court to avoid a trial. It is incredibly fact-intensive. Both sides go in and lay out their best case, but it's also informal in the sense that the mediator or the arbitration panel or judge can go ahead and kind of give some honest opinions about the strengths and weaknesses of the case without necessarily trying the case. And it's a way for people to get off of hardcore litigation positions and try to reach a settlement. With that said, though, you have to be fully prepared to go into a mediation. You have to have all your ducks in a row, all your facts and your story in place to show why you're justified in winning on the facts and on the law, or why your policyholder should be paid.
Yeah, so those are good points. A lot of times mediation can be after you initiate litigation or you want to protect the statute of limitation. And we're going to get into all those points about it. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. I'm your host, Phil Coutu, Insurance Claim Radio, the owner of RooftopRoofing.com, Power Appraisers, Power Adjusters, and a whole host of other companies. Anyways, we will be live. You can reach me at 303-997-STUD. That's 303-997-4247. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration, 303-997-4247, 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftop-restoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Hi, this is Phil Coutu. You're live with Insurance Claims Radio. I also own rooftoproofing.com. I can be reached at 303-997-4247. We've got James D'Angelo, a public adjuster and general contractor on air. Ed Levy, attorney at and owner at the Atlas Law Firm. He specializes in insurance litigation. We have Stevie Solomon, an ex-shingle rep, and Mike from Pro Roof Solutions. We were talking before the break about mediation. And attorney Ed Levy here was telling us about it as a dispute mechanism. We want to go into it so the people out there understand. A great time, and I've been personally to about 30 mediations in my life. Just so everybody knows out there, I was an insurance adjuster. I was a partner in a prominent catastrophe franchise. I've run adjusters for Citizens, Florida, and many other companies. And mediation can be used on both sides of the fence. And we're talking about dispute mechanisms. When you have a problem on your claim, we specifically in this room, we all specialize in the Colorado weather in this room. I do have much hurricane experience and other claims experience, but right now we want to focus on pretty much exterior and interior damage from hailstorms, which affects many people out there. And the great thing about mediation is once you have all your ducks lined up, and let me define that for the public out there. That's when you're either working with a public adjuster or a public adjuster / roofer, a very, very competent roofer that has a lot of knowledge. And you've, pretty much banged heads with the insurance company and there's still a dispute. Maybe the insurance company, you're on a commercial building, they think it's $100,000 and repairable, and you're saying it's $1 million. Well, the burden of proof lies upon you, the policyholder. So your representative better darn well do it for you, because there is really not a lot of bad faith damages until you prove your claim. And people don't know that because oh, my adjuster did this. Sure. We'll let the attorneys in that get into damages and that and complexities of the claim. But as a large loss adjuster, you want your object to establish damages to prove why you're owed the new roof, why your whole interior should be gutted, not a piece of drywall changed, that kind of thing. That being said, when you're going to get to mediation, this is how important it is, and I'll run through how I do mediation. I've already exhausted my avenues, and the insurance company isn't budging or budging little. We have a huge spread. So we can go to mediation. We can have it before we file for court if they agree, or often almost every time the court orders it on the dispute. And we get to mediation, and here's what you got to have done. You need your contract estimates to back up the damage. You need your 500 to 2,000 photos, depending on the size of your claim. You need your experts lined up. When I talk experts, I mean expert meteorologist. Maybe some other minor meteorological reports saying the size of the hail, that kind of thing. But you want your professional meteorologist. You want your engineer lined up. If you have a roof inspector, well, that'd be great too. You might even want to have your bad faith expert or insurance expert already lined up. These are the kind of things that go when we look at a file. I'm looking at a file where it's documented and it's factual and I can prove my case. Okay, so I don't mean to hog the airtime with all the guys here, but it's that important. And a lot of companies, aren't going to spend the money. And that's a big deal. I take on many, many claims, and we will invest in the person's claim when we believe in it. Because when we believe in that claim, we can win it. And so we will spend, sometimes I've spent personally up to as much as $140,000. James witnessed that on a claim, on experts and costs to prove it. There's other things you can do. You got to be careful about preserving evidence. Sometimes, I had one claim out in Tennessee where I actually cut out a chunk of the roof and lifted it off with a crane and put it in a storage container that was temperature controlled, just to preserve the evidence. So these are the kind of things, and that is still maybe the tip of the iceberg on about 30 to 40% of the things we do. We got shingle tests. We have laboratory tests, breaking down if it's a flat roof membrane. We can strip it down with solvents. But the reason we would strip a flat roof membrane down with solvents is so we can put it under the microscope and look at the scrim or the matting and see if we can see where the pressure points are from the hail, photograph it, or tears in the scrim even better. And so we'll direct our engineers to do that or do it as an independent lab. But those are some of the things that go together for a hail claim. Our last claim, too, we had a stucco expert out on it. We even had an appraisal letter about diminution of value. I won't get into that. But since it was a cosmetic exclusion, and they're saying there's no loss of value, I went and hired an expert to look at I think it was a $9 million church. I think it's the property's valued at, to say that now if you went to resell this church, it's about $1 million less. Mm-hmm. We're trying to cover off all avenues, both legal, practical, physical evidence, whatever we can. And these are important things. And other guys out there, they can contact us for help. Other competitors, we are here to help. I am a licensed public adjuster as well as a licensed contractor. And James, you're looking at me. What else do you want to add to that?
Well, I just basically want to make the audience know that for the mediation, you want to be prepared to go to trial. And Ed can speak on this a little more, but Phil is mentioning all the experts. You want to pay those experts, but one of the keys is, in knowing this industry, not all experts are equal. Most of the experts in the industry receive most of their income from insurance companies. So you want to be sure that you've got an expert that isn't receiving 90% of their income from this one insurance company, because they may not see it your way. They may see it the carrier's way. And it is a gray area. That's why insurance claims, when you have a settlement, they're all over the board. There's no exact number. Besides that, you want to, in fact, Phil just mentioned that we were prepared with this last mediation on this particular loss, and we actually vetted several different experts and decided on some, and some of them were out of state, coming in from Atlanta.
And let's be honest, too, the expert's got to believe in your claim. You don't know how many times that I had an expert going, I'm not so sure, Phil. And then by the time I've gone through everything with them, pulled manufacturer warranties, gone through them, saying, look what they say here, the manufacturer, when it gets hit by this size of hail, it voids the warranty. That's part of the loss. This is what happens 3-4 years down the road. There's many, many elements that go to this. You want somebody with experience. And when you go and you look for a public adjuster, even if you look for an attorney, you want somebody, A, that you like, B, that you believe in, and C, you want to look at their experience. It's not these fast talkers these days. We've run in, me and James both, to many, many fast talking slick attorneys, and they sound great. And we're experts, you guys. And I've dealt with some of these attorneys where it's great for the first half a year, and then I'm jumping in, and I don't have the law license, and I'm jumping in, fixing the claim or flipping it to another attorney because they're not pulling their weight, or they took too many files and got busy.
Phil, I'm going to step in here. It is important that when you do this, that you've educated everybody on board to see it the way you see it, that you can win this. And attorneys, as great as they could be, they are not contractors, okay? They just are not. And you need to point it out to them.
Hold on, James. You can't tell the consumer that they need to, because honestly, to the public out there, a lot of this is out of your whole peripheral view. It's just
Absolutely.
out there. It's taken me my whole life since I've been 13 years old roofing and doing insurance to learn all this stuff. And still every day, and I'm 33 or 34 years into this now, every day or every other day I'm learning something new. It's incredible. Me and James just learned something new a few weeks ago in mediation.
Yep.
We go through our engineer reports for the attorneys, because the attorneys are fantastic. They just don't have all the dimensions. We all fit together as a team.
Page by page, picture by picture, and then we blow up the pictures that really bring it home, and we educate the attorney right there.
Because we want the attorney to believe in it. I've gone so far when attorneys have been shaky on some of our cases and not following me, taken them out and walked your roof and gone through a mock mini little trial and depots with them so they understand. And it's very important. I walked that attorney through. Now he's got his hands on the roof. He's seeing the damage. He sees where maybe there was old leak marks. They're trying to say the new roof is bad. It's unbelievable the shenanigans that can be pulled by all sides. And shenanigans possibly, sometimes ignorance, sometimes undereducation. And it's phenomenal. But when you get guys together, I'm gonna that really try to find the truth. It's amazing what happens.
The right
you get them on the whiteboard, and we go through our expert reports. A lot of times we'll say, "Hey, you guys, I just had an expert report we did, and they said the hail was 2.25 inches. I can't say what claim it's on, and we question this because we're out there. My experience and the other guys saying we're thinking this is 2 3/4, maybe 3-inch hail. Could even be the odd 3 1/4-inch hailstorm. The kinetic energy is huge as it goes up, those little bits. It doesn't correlate by the size, how people think. So
exponentially.
1.5-inch hail is nothing near 3-inch hail. 3-inch hail has 10 times the kinetic energy, so 10 times the damaging ability when you think of hail and products. And so we went through this expert report. And I said, I think this should be at least 2.5 or 2.75-inch hail. And our expert goes, I was right on the fence to 2.5-inch. Let me go back. Yeah, we can all day long justify 2.5-inch. Then we said, well, did you check this weather station? Well, no, we pulled this one deep down south by New Mexico, southern Colorado. It's almost the same distance. I said, well, can you check the other one? And well, it's going to be an extra $500,000. We're like, okay, fine. They checked it. They said, holy cow, there's 3-inch hail in my expert report. I can honestly demonstrate 2.75-inch hail by using the other Doppler radar. Now, that our kinetic energy from 2.5 to 2.75 went up over 400%. 30 seconds. We're here for a quick break. So that's my signal for the break from Dave. He held up like 3 or 4 fingers and a fist, and I couldn't tell if it was a zero going, did I miss the break? So I'm live. I'm Phil with a bunch of group of guys here, some Yahoos today. We're live at Insurance Claims Radio talking about insurance. You can reach us at 303-997-4247. That's 303-997-4257, rooftoproofing.com, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration, 303-997-4247, 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftop-restoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Hi, we're back here at Insurance Claims Radio. We're live with Dean James D'Angelo, a licensed public adjuster contractor, Ed Levy, owner and lawyer at the Atlas Law Group. That's correct, Ed. We got Stevie Solomon, ex-shingle rep, XXX, a bunch of stuff. And former ex-shingle rep and expert. And we've got Mike Neely on deck, who owns Pro Roof Solutions, does commercial and residential roofing. I'm your host, Phil Coutu. You can reach me at 303-997-4247 or rooftoproofing.com. And we're getting back at talking a little bit about mediation and insurance issues related to roofing exteriors hail claims. All right, so we were just left off there talking about our experts. I want to get into how, when you get to a certain level in this business, so the public knows. And, people sometimes wonder to me, I don't know how we lost our claim. It was a good claim. It really does come down to the people you have around you, the experts, the talent, the knowledge, how busy they are. Listen, I think I'm a great public adjuster and great roofer, but if I'm too busy, I can't handle your claim properly. And nobody can. I don't care who they are. You just don't do as good a job. So one of the key things that we focus on at my company is we don't take on as much. We're selective, but we're going to come out and give you the truth. And we'll take it from there back into mediation. What a great conflict resolution it can be. Now, in my younger days, I didn't believe in mediation as much. I went to many and we seldom settled. A lot of times I was working for the insurance company then. However, Lately, we've been selling quite a few mediation. And what I think over the years, my career so far spanned about 33 years, is that the mediations I do now versus 5 and 10 years ago, we are so ultra prepared. We're confident we know our stuff. We've found the best experts in the business. We know when we're going up on the stand with our experts, they're real people. They look credible.
They are credible. They are credible.
They are credible. Did I say look? Oh, they look credible up there too, but they are credible. And their reports, though, are usually dead on. And we go through them. So when we look at our expert reports, we look at them and we'll question things that we think is too wishy-washy. We're like, because I've been doing this my whole life. I was a physical roofer since 13, run insurance companies, and it just puts everything together when you've got that experience. When I was younger and people would say to me, oh, you got to pay your dues. I was like 25. Oh, did that piss me off? But it's unbelievable. Now I understand the meaning. And then I didn't. I was just some young hotshot. I'm like, I've been doing this since I'm 13. I thought I was great, right? You're cocky.
Well, you get a wealth of knowledge in this industry, plus the industry. This is James D'Angelo, a public adjuster here in Colorado. You get a wealth of knowledge over the years. It's not just one thing. Plus, the industry has changed itself many times. I've been in the industry since the late 70s. And I can tell you, in 1985, the way insurance companies dealt with the insured, based upon how they deal with insurers in 2018, is night and day.
So I've been alive since the 70s, but I wasn't in it in the 70s. But, I don't want to timestamp anybody here.
Phil.
And James is true, and it's changing. So, like, some of the things, like, I think one of the most important things when you're looking at hiring a public adjuster, contractor, take a look at their CV. CV is a glorified name for a resume, but it's really important. It's a little bit more powerful. It's got some of their experience on it. And I always say, when I try to sell jobs, I tell people, take a look at my CV and compare it to your roofer or your PA, because there are differences. It's taken you your life to accumulate all this knowledge.
Check the references. Just check the references. Give them a call. The other part, Phil, policies have changed. We had a gentleman the other day give me a call. In fact, he called off of this radio show. And I just got his policy. And what's very interesting about it is he's got an exclusion in that policy. If he's got a 15-year-old roof, he doesn't have coverage. He didn't know it. His roof's 20 years old.
Bad.
I've seen the commercial ones recently where they exclude coverage for 5 years. People are not reading their policies. And one thing that's very important here, and Ed can talk on this here in a minute, is in Colorado, when you speak to your agent and they give you that policy after you bought it, you have 30 days to speak to them and say either you accept it or you don't. If you say nothing, they assume you've accepted it, and you can't go back on the agent.
That's a really good point. I'll just jump off a hill for a second. I was looking at my insurance policy for all our vehicles for a corporation today. And I got it down. I was looking at it. We had some coverages we didn't need, some coverages we needed. And I'm sitting here going, why? I've got one old truck. Most of our vehicles are pretty new, within 2-3 years. I got one 1999 F-150 or 250, 1999. The truck's worth about $3,000. It's used for hauling trash and stuff. They were charging me $2,400 for the year for insurance. My brand new 2018 Yukon, they were charging me $3,300. And I called them up and said, holy cow, why is this so much? Well, you got full liability. I said, well, I got a $1,000 deductible. If I wreck it, you're going to give me like another $1,000. What am I paying $2,400 for anyway? So they took about another, I think I got it down another $800-900. So I'm like, okay, fine. Take off. That coverage I really don't need. I need the liability for people, but I don't need the vehicle coverage because it's worthless. So nobody looks at their policies. And we're worse than ever before because iPhones and technology, we're so used to clicking to accept everything. Even I do it, and I'm a privacy freak, and sometimes I'm like, I want to read a website page, and I'm just going to go, it's got its cookies. Will you accept, or I can't finish the story? And I'm like, God, they already got everything, but I hate it. And so I'll click yes. And so we're so conditioned into accepting things we don't know. Because, I'm not going to go read their 18 or 10 or 6 pages of fine print.
No, but you could hire an attorney to do it. And if it's a large enough policy and it covers a large enough building, or if it's part of your condo association or your church where you've got a committee of people, you need the expert to tell you that, yes, you have good coverage.
And that's a great point, because myself, James, and Ed's the attorney here. Since I'm a licensed adjuster and so is James, we're allowed to talk about insurance and talk about some legal aspects of insurance. Then we go to attorney to consult on it, and we'll go through your policy. And there's different kinds of education so everybody understands. There's a street mortgage education. There is the education from learning it academically, and then there's the total legal law side, which you should have a law degree for. The great thing about being a public adjuster and being a liaison with attorneys and consulting with attorneys, we have a lot of information. And then if something is really tricky, we'll get the attorney like Ed to comment on it. So you can go to Ed to review your policy, which is fantastic, or you can, the best is to hire a public adjuster with an attorney. You get two brains looking at it. I always say, so even when I do my own multi-million-dollar claims and I think I know it all, I'm always putting it, I go back and forth with James a lot. Hey, James, you want to check this over? See what you get out of it. And we'll look at it because some of these coverages are wishy-washy, poorly written, and there's laws out there like ambiguous or ambiguity that favors the policyholder because we're dealing with a contract of adhesion, right? The insurance company wrote that policy, ISO wrote it, they're to a higher standard. You are the public. Gets a little bit different with commercial from regular consumer, but it is a contract of adhesion, and they have an advantage over you. So it's important to get several
even
brains.
If there's no bad intent, or the insurance company is just trying to limit their liability through their policy, there's a definition of terms issue. What do we mean by the term cosmetic damage? You and I might just think in normal lay language, cosmetic damage is, okay, the color changed or something. And when you're looking at a 2-inch dent in the top of your roof, you and I might think that's not cosmetic. The insurance company says that is cosmetic.
Well, I'm going to go one step further. The policies are purposely written.
All right, 30
vague.
seconds, guys. So
Okay, vague,
we'll pick it up
vaguely.
in the next show.
And, all right, Phil. Then,
All right, hey, we're going to pick up right where we left off in our next show coming up. You're live on Insurance Claims Radio. You can reach us at rooftoproofing.com, 303-997-4247. If you want any of the panel guests, just ask for them and we will get you their information.
Thank you for listening to Insurance Claim Radio. For more information on how to maximize your hail damage insurance claim or to contact Phil and his team, call 303-997-4247. And be sure to tune in next week for more Insurance Claim Radio.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration, 303-997-4247, 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftоprestoration.com.